Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
My name is Seni Senwa. I am a survivor of April 10th, 2000 students demonstration. I I could remember it was on a Tuesday. I know it's been 25 years since it happened, but I could still remember it was on a Tuesday. I was 17 at the time, and it was exams week. I could remember on second time. And knowing the background of the family you are coming from, struggling with schooling, and it was difficult. So we had this American lady who was our biology teacher. She promised that the first three students in her subject, she would provide scholarship for them. On that Tuesday, we were to have our biology paper, of course. I did study the whole night preparing for it because I know where I was coming from. So I woke up in the morning, prepared for school. I left home with the belief that maybe I would do something at least to get myself a scholarship, which would at least save something for the rest of the family. But unfortunately, it turns differently when, I mean, someone who was, let's say, who was to protect me intentionally feels that I will end your life here because that was his intention. If you shoot someone with a gun, whether you hit him on the chest, on his stomach, or his leg, your purpose was to end the person's life, and I believe that was his intention. And luckily for me, he shot me on my leg, and it took so long before I could step my leg back on to walk on it again. I could remember this was in the provinces anyway. It was in the North Bank in SL. If you are familiar with the area where the police checkpoint is, it's very close to the hospital, probably 100 meters from the hospital or so. So when we are coming home, before we reach the checkpoint, there was where we met the security personnel, and then the they started shooting indiscriminately, just like that. I mean, if you saw my leg and see where I was shot, you will understand this is somebody who was trying to run for his life because I turned and it has to shoot on the side of my thigh. I felt something struck my leg, but I was not sure whether it was a blood or so. But I felt something struck my leg. I I called somebody who was next to me. Actually, he was my uncle. I called. I said I felt something on my leg. So I lift my leg up and then I realized blood was all over my hands. So he has to shit me on the floor, and then they managed to carry me in the opposite compound. So they used their back gate to took me to the hospital. Um, but the moment I reached the hospital, to be honest, that was the last time that I could remember where I was until after 3 days. I think I waked up around 4 a.m. because I was feeling extremely hungry. I could not remember where I ate the past days, 2 days or so. So I wake up, I don't know. I was not used to Abbey at the time. I've never been there before, so I was like, where am I? I saw a lot of people, and every place was so bright. So I thought I saw my dad. I didn't even ask where. The first question was, I am hungry. I want to eat something. I said, okay. I think he knew I did not eat, so he provided something more like um, fruits for me. So I ate that, and I I tried to move my leg. He said to me like, just be at one place. Your leg is paining, so you don't need to move your leg too much. I've been in that hospital for like 2 months. I actually had 5 different operations on my leg, 5 different ones. Which I mean, the last operation that I had was around 11 hours in theater, 11, which more like almost from 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it was 7 in the morning till 6 p.m. in the afternoon. That was when I was taken out of the theater, and this was in Egypt anyway. Here in the Gambia, they could not do anything with my leg. The the only thing they did was to remove the blood from my leg, and that was it, because there were no facilities to fix my leg at the time, because you need to make sure you deal with the wound. It needs we need your consent to sign a form. I mean, a young man who is not 18, you force him to sign a form, not knowing what was going to happen to you, and something happened. I'm sorry, I would not want to mention that here, but I mean, I was I was taken to the theater, and then um, because I lost my blood vessels were cut, and they could not repair it here because there was no vascular doctor in the Gambia here. So the blood could not flow down on my legs. So if you are familiar with this medical terminologies, I developed a gangrene on my toes. So yeah, because there was no blood flow in there, so it already ended up dying. So all what they recommended was for it to be amputated, and then that was the reason that form was given to me, and I have to at the time, because they said that would be the best thing for me, which I have to sign, even though that was not my wish. I have to do it, and then spend like 3 months in Egypt. After my first operation here, I had 4 other operations in between to fix the blood vessels and to repair the fracture. After the amputation, I mean, the surgery was not successful. I was taken back to theater again. It has to be open again, and then I have has to be stitched. Which was, at some point you get used to it, because all you want is for you to get your health back, so you would not mind. I, I mean, I could remember my last operation. I was chatting with the vascular doctor. Um, he was more like he was more like a father to, because I was not alone there. We were 3 in number, but he would spend everything to see that we got what we want. Because at some point the bill that the Gambia government paid to the Egyptian government was exhausted, and then I had to have my last operation, which the hospital was not willing to do, because they said they have no we don't have money there for that operation to be conducted. So this Egyptian doctor has to pay for my last operation in Egypt from his own funding, with the support of his family. So we, we are so grateful to him. And I believe that was the reason why I at least got what I got. And me going, and I am thankful. I know of people who got worse than what I or experienced what I went through. I have a colleague who is a wheelchair bound for 25 years now. At least I can do things for myself, but he's been stuck at one place for 25 years without doing. Imagine as an adult, you cannot do anything for yourself. Even your own privacy, people will have to help you get certain things do for yourself. Which I mean, it's nobody wishes that even for your own enemy. So at least I thank God. And the only message that I would want to send to the government is it's been 25 years. It's not 25 years. It's been 25 years. And we can't still say this is where they've been with the April 10th, 11 students. I've not seen it. The simple acknowledgement from the government, which they could have done, was to accept and take responsibility of what has happened. Public acknowledgement, at least for the implementation of the TRRC recommendation, at least to acknowledge that this what they did and the government has taken full responsibility of it, which never happens. A lot of killing has happened within Combo, especially around the Jimpet food. We asked for that avenue to be named after April 10th, 11 victims, still nothing. We asked for appropriate holiday either for April 10th or April 11th, at least to be recommended as a school holiday, if not a national holiday, which has not been happening since after all what has happened during the TRC and their recommendations. So I don't think we've been asking for much, even though we still have victims that need medical support, that are in dire need of medical support. We have a lady in our group who still has a bullet in her hand after 25 years, and they've not been doing anything. It's just been unfortunate. So I know it's not easy, but we will keep pushing and we will make sure we will get to where we want to be. Thank you.